Hello my beautiful and lovely gamers, my name is Jonal and today we're gonna take a look at how to use your ultimates and why a lot of people, or most people, especially in the lower ranks, are using their ultimates wrong. Today we're gonna break it down, make sure that you guys fully understand when it is efficient for you to pop your ultimate so you don't waste them, and when you should be thinking about holding them, when you should think about burning them. Right before we start, my Twitch is going live today and then I'm gone until Monday. I'm going home to visit my mom and my grandparents, and I'm working on my exams from home. So I will be gone and I will try to be active in the comment section. I won't be Twitch streaming, however, until probably until like Monday or Tuesday. Then I will start Twitch streaming again at my regular schedule, just so you guys have a heads up about that. Now, what's the problem with ulting is that you don't want to ult too much, because if you do that, then you're kind of wasting. But you don't want to ult too little, right? Because if you don't ult, you're also wasting your ultimate, right? Because if you use an ultimate, let's say that you have Dragon Blade and you pop Dragon Blade, every single damage that you do, all damage that you do after you've burned your Dragon Blade, is working towards a new Dragon Blade, right? So if you're holding your Dragon Blade, you're not building any ultimates. You have an ultimate, but you're not building it, right? So both are ways, both ulting too early and too little too much is both a huge waste. So how you want to ult, first of all, you want to ult to win close fights. So if it's an even fight, it's a 6-6, 5v5, 4v4, whatever. It's an even fight, both your team, you kind of just want to pop an ultimate to swing the fight in your favor. For example, if the first engagement that you do, you're for example on offense, you guys are going in and it's one of those fights where kind of nothing is really dying or stuff is dying, but it's dying slowly, and it's very, very close who will actually win this. It's a very long fight. As soon as you get your ultimate, you probably will start to pop that. You want to use that as early as possible because it's such a close fight, so you want to just swing it in your favor to if you're on offense, right, to capture the objective so that you can start working on your progress, which is really good. Then you use the ultimate to obtain or gain an objective. Or if you're on defense, you want to ult to essentially just make them back off. Your team will, of course, then you will drain some of the time on the clock for the enemy team, which is exactly what you want. So you want to make them have to use as much effort to get this first point or this objective as much as they can. So by using your ultimate, of course, you are stopping that. On top of that, by using ultimates and winning team fights, you are also building your own ultimates. And I'll talk about a little bit that later. The second way of using your ultimate is to clutch. Now, this is something that you need to that you really need to think of. And just like winning close fights, you need to be very early with your ultimate. The same if you want to clutch. Now, a clutch is essentially you are kind of losing, but you have an ultimate that can really pull it off. For example, you have Graviton and Pulse Bomb at the same time. These two ultimates combined will win you this team fight. It might be a 3v6, but and you, of course, you have to know that if we just burn this ultimate combo, we will win. 10 out of 10. We are 100% sure we won. Okay, cool. Then we're gonna use it. Of course, you need to look on the situation and kind of look, okay, is this winnable if I burn this ultimate, or will I just die with the ultimate without achieving anything? Tracers have a tendency for some reason, just because they get the ultimate so much, to throw pulse bombs when the team fight is lost, and then they just throw it to try to get a kill. No clue why, but that's a huge mistake. You want to make sure that when you use your ultimate, that it's to win or to gain some kind of objective. And I'm going to talk a little bit about building ultimates later. The third way or last way that I want to talk about to use your ultimate is to dominate. And here you want to use it a little bit late. And essentially what that means is that you just kind of ult the enemy team a little bit earlier in the engagement, before really the team fight had brought out. You haven't really seen who is winning, you haven't really lost anyone, nothing is really going on, but you burn the ultimate so that you can win that team fight, right? So for example, you have Graviton and Pulse Bomb or Dragon Strike. That's normally a wipe combo, right? Normally you burn that and the enemy just let it happen and then they die and then you can reset, right? Essentially just to win a team fight, so then you burn your ultimate or a couple of ultimates to do that. Now, what's really great about this is that this is built for ulting. You want to use it a little bit late. You don't want to Graviton them in their spawn, right? You don't want to Graviton them right when they go past the choke. Unless you're scared of something weird happening, like you're scared of them doing it first, right? That's a little bit different. But in general, you want to use your ult especially if you're on defense, you want to use it as late as possible, because if the later you use it, the more time on the clock you're wasting. If they just go out to spawn and you ult them, then you haven't wasted their time in just moving, right? If you are letting them, come to you and it's starting to become a little bit of a fight, and then you ult them, then you have wasted a lot of time on the clock for them for a potential fight that they could potentially win. But you always had, this ace combo, the combo that would wipe them off the point. You don't want to use it too late. You don't want the enemy to start killing off your team members if you kill the Hanzo, which has the Dragon Strike. You don't want to do that. But you want to not use it so early that you kind of just let the reset be so fast and quick, right? You want to drain as much time, hold the ultimate for as long as possible, but without risking anyone dying, and then you want to burn the ultimate to win that fight. Now, what's great about using ultimate is that you kind of spend an ultimate to gain more ultimates. It's called an investment. You do this with ultimates such as Overshatter, such as Graviton Surge, right? And other ultimates. By wiping the enemy and lowering their numbers, you are building other ultimates. Let's say Graviton, for example. Your Zarya Gravitons, you nano boost the Reinhardt, right? And then your entire team just gangs up at everyone inside the Graviton. This damage, you're not using any other ultimate to wipe them. This damage on its own will build, Earthshatter for your Reinhardt. It will build Genji's Dragon Blade because he's gonna dash through the entire group. And that is building your ultimate. So you're spending one, you're winning the fight, which is a plus, you get a point. You can think about it for it's really good you win the fight. And on top of that, you're building more ultimates so that in the next fight, or maybe 2 fights in the future, you will have 3-4 ultimates ready for that fight as well. So it's kind of like an investment. We'll win this fight and build our ultimates on top of that, which is really great to think about. So for example, if you have Graviton, and you have Earthshatter, and you have Dragon Blade, and you have Tactical Visor, right? You have a lot of these ultimates. Maybe you shouldn't use the Graviton first. Maybe you should make sure that you burn the Dragon Blade first, and then you use the Earthshatter, right? Then you can use the Graviton, because then both Genji and Reinhardt can now build inside this Graviton. So thinking about what ultimates in sequel that you're using, it can be a little bit hard and competitive, of course. But if you can try to control what ultimates you're using and what sequence, or if you play on a team, then you can make sure that your ult economy, which I can make a whole video about if you guys are interested, will be much better, because you're not wasting ultimates and holding ultimates without gaining anything inside of them. I hope this guys gave you a little bit of a clear picture, not holding your ultimates for too long, kind of popping them when you find the time is right. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want me to make a video on this topic about your ultimate usage or something like that, drop it down in the comments. As always, like if you like this, like if you dislike, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe if you're new and like what I do here on this channel. My Twitch will be live today at standard time, link down in the description. Hope you guys have a lovely gaming experience. As always, my name has been Jonal, and keep the enemy in your crosshair.